What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so want to talk about this liar, President Donald John Trump. Okay, so this man is desperate to have the news media move on from the Epstein files. Okay. And we all know why he's desperate for that to happen, because he's attached to this thing. I mean, that's what any person who's logical is looking at this situation, he's attached to it. And I find it so interesting how so many Trump supporters are displaying assured signs of situational ethics. By that I mean, if you believe that Joe Biden or Obama or anybody on the Democratic side of things on the left spectrum is attached to it, you're suddenly appalled and you want justice. But when your leader, your American Führer, is somehow attached to this thing, and there's a lot of evidence, increasing evidence, just from what's being put out there. Now, we haven't seen things classified, but if you do a little research about Epstein and Trump, you'll see that they were more than just passing buddies. They were tight, okay? And Trump spent a lot of time, allegedly, on that particular island. Now, you can ask yourself, you can lie to yourself and say that it wasn't anything to do with, carnal, disgusting filth, foreign filth. But you same people will say that if anybody went to a Diddy party, then they must have been involved in carnal filth, foreign filth. I got that from my brother 70. I like that term. I just add carnal in the front of it. So look, now he's turning on his own base, calling them imbeciles or dummies or something. I don't know. I tell you, man, the man has so little respect for his base, man. All he did is just con you guys for his votes. That's all he cared about. Con them for his votes. And look, I'm not one of these people that believe that everybody that voted for Trump is some brainless hick idiot or something like that. No. A lot of people voted for Trump because they have their own personal issues. Some of them, former Democrats, okay, who have serious problems with the direction of the party and what the party represents at this time. And what the party represents at the time is anathema to their core personal beliefs. I understand that completely. I get it. But I could never align myself with Trump because of what I think he represents. I could never do it. So either I don't vote, or I vote third party, or I'm talking about from the presidential level, or I just vote from the state level down. Okay. But this guy is such a liar, man. This guy is such a liar. So I want to play a clip of him talking to the media about the Epstein files and the possible disclosure of the Epstein files. And I just want to show you how much this guy lies, man.
On Epstein, the Attorney General briefed you on the DOJ and FBI review, the findings of that review. The Attorney General briefed you on that.
What? On the
DOJ and FBI
on what?
review.
On what subject?
Epstein. Okay. On Epstein, of the review of the files. Attorney General Pam Bondi.
A very quick briefing.
Did she tell you, what did she tell you about the review? And specifically, did she tell you at all that your name appeared in the file?
No. She's given us just a very quick briefing, and in terms of the credibility of the different things that they've seen. And I would say that, these files were made up by Comey, they were made up by Obama, they were made up by the Biden we went through years of that with the Russia hoax, with all of the different things that we had to go through. We've gone through years of it, but she's handled it very well, and it's going to be up to her. Whatever she thinks is credible, she should release. Yeah.
First of all, I noticed he said it was a quick briefing. And of course, he said that to try to downplay the significance of this situation, as if there's nothing really there. This is just a minor thing, It's just a minor situation that includes the richest and most wealthy and most powerful people on earth. So, of course, these are untouchable people who have done the most dastardly things to the most weak and powerless of people. This is something that people should be totally up in arms about, But I notice people have a situational ethics where, as long as the enemy or the person who you're chastising are the enemy, then it's the worst thing in the world. For instance, if Trump supporters think they can just attach this whole Epstein fiasco to the Democrats, then they're out for blood. But the minute their Führer, Trump, is attached to this thing in any way, shape, or form, some of them all of a sudden, because they don't have any brains, now all of a sudden it doesn't mean anything. And they talk about all the things he's accomplished. And, that painter from Austria, he accomplished a lot of things too in Germany. They had a great economy before the war. Mussolini, the trains ran on time. That doesn't make him a great leader or great people. I noticed that Trump keeps talking about this whole thing is a scam started by Comey and Obama, Biden, and Hillary. Bullshit. The first Epstein probe was done under George W. Bush, a Republican. The second probe came in 2019, interestingly enough, just a month before Epstein was offed permanently. Trump was president. Obama had nothing to do with this. Nothing. But Trump is such a liar. As a matter of fact, recently, I believe Trump was asked by some media if there's any truth to Epstein being affiliated with the CIA, which is a rumor that I had heard before, but I didn't even put much stock into that. He didn't really go into detail about that. So this thing is deep, okay? I mean, there's some information to tell you that that Epstein worked for the CIA. He was a Mossad asset. Epstein got his first gig from the guy who used to be the head of the OSS, which was a precursor to the CIA. If you do your research, every president except Trump since Kennedy has had ties to the CIA. Then you have to ask yourself exactly how did Epstein get all this money? You know what I'm saying? Through blackmail, I assume, through pimping. You know what I'm saying? Even though people don't want to use that term when it comes to non-black people. But, honestly, it's amazing how this guy's crimes are being, and anybody associated with him, is being so minimized. But you want me to give a fuck about Diddy. That's what really kills me. You want me to care about Tyler Perry, but the real players, the real criminals, I'm supposed to just rationalize and say, Well, these people are so powerful, they're never going to be brought to justice, so just forget about it. But hey, what we're going to do is we're going to take the storylines that we all know from the research that we've done that these people did, right? We're going to take the storylines from Epstein and you know, all these rich media moguls and royals, and the Rothschilds and Rockefellers. What we're going to do is we're going to put them all in blackface. We're going to put them all in blackface. The American media, the so-called leftward American media, we're going to put them all in blackface, niggerize it for you, put some gold teeth in their mouths, and make it more comfortable and more palatable for the American audience to then recalibrate this evilness into something that is more comfortable for all of you, including black people. That's exactly what they're doing. This is why I say time and time again, as long as they keep playing this game, I'm not playing it, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care about what Diddy did. I don't care about any of these people. Most of these people are adults, number one. Cassie, all the rest of them. They knew what they were doing. They engaged in this filth, foreign, disgusting filth, right? And now they want to cash in on this situation. Whereas the other situation I'm talking about, these were legitimate, oftentimes little ones who were forced into the absolute worst situations anybody of that innocence could even, the worst nightmares. I don't even want to go into detail about what I'm trying to talk about here, okay? You want me to care about some adults who made poor life decisions and now won't be perpetual victims versus real victims? Not playing that game. Nope. Not doing it. The media never even talks about the hundreds of children that disappear every year, if not thousands. I think thousands, really, of children that disappear every year across the United States. Now, some of them are runaways, some of them come back. But some of these kids never return. Where do you think they're going? And you have to ask yourself, why don't you ever see any more of these media exposés about these rings? They don't talk about them anymore. Think about it. How many times do you see the media talk about something of that significance? Hundreds of kids disappear every year. And somehow no media, no investigative journalist is talking about it or gets the okay to talk about it. Think about that. Someone is telling them that they can't talk about this. Because where it would lead to is your favorite movie producer, your favorite movie star, your favorite politician, you know what I'm saying? Your favorite mogul rappers or movie moguls are involved in some of the worst things you can ever imagine. Anyway, that's all I got to say about it. Tell me what you guys think.